Can a single slap bring down the authority of a mother who ruled an entire household for years? Imagine watching your wife being struck right in front of your eyes, in front of your whole family, and instead of shouting, instead of defending her, you choose to walk quietly up to your room. Everyone thinks you abandoned her, but only minutes later, everything changes. The victim becomes the lady of the house, and the authority of the one who believed herself untouchable collapses. This is not a story of revenge. It is a story of justice that arrived late, but arrived complete. I married Rena after 3 years of a calm engagement, one without noise or grand promises. She was the kind of woman who didn't draw attention with her voice, but with her steadiness. She worked as a public school teacher, returned home exhausted, yet never forgot to smile. I loved that quiet strength in her. But my mother, Lakshmi, saw it as weakness from the very beginning. From the moment Rena entered our family home, everything changed. My mother's looks were sharp, her words carefully chosen to hurt without sounding openly insulting. She didn't always shout. Instead, she wore Rena down with small details. A slight delay, a dish that didn't suit her taste, a word not spoken at the right moment. And Rena, she endured. She endured until everyone believed patience was simply her nature. I saw everything. I heard every insult and felt it as if it were directed at me. Yet I remained silent, not out of fear, but out of waiting. My father, Anant, taught me before his death that some battles are not meant to be fought immediately, and that justice, if not decisive, becomes nothing more than passing anger. The anniversary of my father's death arrived. The house was full of relatives, and the walls carried a heavy sense of solemnity. Rena woke up before dawn, cleaned the floors, lit the incense, and began preparing sweets and bread according to tradition. Her hands trembled from exhaustion, and I watched her from afar, with a strange feeling in my chest that this day would not pass peacefully. As she placed one of the bowls of sweets on the table, her hand slipped. The bowl fell and shattered. The sound was soft, but the anger that followed was thunderous. My mother lunged forward without a word and slapped Rena in front of everyone. Rena fell to the floor. Blood ran from her lip, and her small body trembled under the weight of the shock. A heavy silence filled the house, as if it were holding its breath. My mother bent down, grabbed her chin harshly, and coldly accused her of shaming and disgracing the family. I looked at my wife. Her eyes were fixed on mine, not begging for help, but asking one question: "Will you leave me?" I stood calmly, then I turned away. I didn't rush to her, I didn't shout. I walked up the stairs slowly, while whispers spread behind me. Some said I was weak. Others said I had betrayed my wife. I saw a victorious smile on my mother's face, as if the battle was over. I entered my room and closed the door. I opened the wardrobe, pushed aside the old coats, and pulled out a small wooden box I hadn't opened in years. Inside was a file wrapped in white cloth. My father had placed it there before he died and told me never to open it unless justice was broken in this house. I opened the file. Property deeds, a legally documented will, a full transfer of the house and lands into my name, attached to one clear, undeniable condition. Any physical or verbal abuse of my son's wife would result in the immediate loss of all rights, no matter who the abuser was. There was also an audio recording. I pressed play. My father's voice was calm, yet firm. He said a home built on fear is not a home, and that when a woman is humiliated within it, the roof collapses on everyone inside. I closed the box. For the first time in years, my shoulders felt light. I went back downstairs with the file in my hand. The house was silent. Rena was still on the floor, trying to wipe the blood from her mouth with the edge of her dress. I placed the papers on the table and asked everyone to listen. I played the recording and let my father's voice fill the room. Faces changed one by one. Some turned pale. Others looked away in shame. My mother tried to interrupt, to scream, but the lawyer present stepped forward and confirmed the will and my father's signature. When the condition was read aloud, my mother collapsed into a chair, as if the ground had vanished beneath her. She tried to cling to motherhood, reminding me that she raised me and sacrificed for me. For the first time, I looked at her without fear, without hesitation. I said that motherhood does not justify injustice, and that Rena is my wife before anything else. I walked toward Rena, helped her up, and wiped the blood from her lip with my own hand in front of everyone. I said calmly, "This is her home, and anyone who does not respect her has no place here." No one spoke. Hours later, my mother packed her belongings. She didn't shout. She didn't argue. She left in heavy silence. The house felt larger, colder, but lighter. That night, Rena sat on the bed and finally broke down in tears. She said she thought I was afraid, that she had prepared herself to live broken. I rested my forehead against hers and told her I hadn't run away. I was closing an old door to open a new one for us. Months passed. The house changed. The fear of footsteps disappeared. The tension in words faded away. Rena laughed again, like she did before marriage, and the house became a home once more, not a battlefield. And from that day on, I learned that silence can be a weapon. But when the moment comes, it must speak.